Hey guys, can y'all hear me now? Let's see. Yep, I got that on. Let's see. All right. How's everybody doing? Hey Victoria, hey Go-Kart, hey Tammy, hey Vanessa, hey Nicole, hi Renee, hey Blondie, hey Heather, hey Johns, hey Holly, howdy howdy, hey Suzette, hi JK, hey Davis. I'm glad y'all can hear me at least. Oh, the Journey concert was great. Oh my goodness. I was grumbling about being forced to go, but then I got happy because I did go. I stood up the entire time and sang through the entire recordings that I did do. I got some swag. Let's see. From the concert. So I got a Journey album and I got them all to sign it. And then I got some stickers I'm going to throw into somebody's, next time somebody wins something from me, I got a package of stickers. Y'all get some Journey stickers thrown in and a Journey pin. It's for like a shirt or a hat or something like that. And then I got a Journey concert shirt too. So that was fun. I haven't been to a concert in a long time and was nervous about going. I don't like crowds, but my tickets ended up being on the end of an aisle. So I was right at the end, so I had room to breathe. I wasn't in the middle of a mosh pit like I thought. So that was good. And I sang the entire time. And then I have the boys graduated junior high last night. It was so funny. Let's see how embarrassed I can make them. Let's see. Oh yeah, they were doing the helium last night. That was funny. They had graduation from junior high last night. So that's my Jaybird, my baby. He's the youngest. He just turned 14 in May 20th. And this is Travis, my littlest one. He gets in more trouble than anybody else, but that's Travis. He turns 15 in December. He wore tennis shoes. And that's James. He wore dress shoes. Let's see, what else can I show off to embarrass him? They had these big old balloons that were tied to these cups, and then they sucked down all the helium out of them afterwards, which was funny. Let's see. I like that picture of James. We went out to eat at, the Wild Buffalo Wings or something with his friends, and we went and did that last night. There's Travi. He's got his bow on from his cup on top of his head. That's funny. But let's see this. Yeah, there we go. There's all of their friends. I don't know what all these fingers mean. I don't know what 4 fingers on one hand and 4 fingers. I've lost touch of what all the little symbols mean. But they got a crazy group of friends. This little friend had on a big old cowboy hat with stars and stuff on it. He looked like Boss Hogg on one of those shows back in the 80s that I used to watch, but it was funny. I had a whole crew of kids. Ducky face girl. That's Holden. But yeah. So there are now, my babies are now high school students, even though they still look like little junior high kids. My little youngins do. Some of the other kids look like they're much older, but I still think Travi looks not like he's in high school. That's James. But yeah, we will embarrass them for tonight. That was fun. But now they're home, and they've been home all day. And oh my goodness, they are eating me out of house and home already. I don't know how the school kept them so fed all day long. I'm used to them being gone from 8 in the morning till 4:30 in the afternoon. And then they eat, of course. But oh my goodness, they have been nonstop eating all day today, driving me crazy. I had to do an order for Walmart. One more picture. Y'all know I adopted that cat from the animal shelter in California, I guess 10 months ago. And you'll have to compare his size to our big old CPT books. Y'all know how big those CPT books are. But there's Lester on a dog bed because I can't find a cat bed big enough for him. Look how big those CPT books are compared to his size. He's 30 pounds now. He's getting bigger and bigger by the minute. He's going to be the size of a horse. He's just a kitty cat. But, oh my goodness, I had to get me a big old dog bed. He's sitting right behind me right now. That's my tower of books that's right beside me, back behind me. I've got them all on that tower, but he is getting so big. And he was in the smallest cage I'd ever seen. But anyway, he's getting big. That's the life update here. Except for we're going to Texas June 8th through the 13th. My oldest is staying home, but I'm taking the boys to go see my mom's brothers and sisters. They're all in their 70s now, and they're all still fairly healthy, but she wanted to travel. It's her baby brother's 70th birthday on June 10th, so we're going to go see him for his birthday. So that particular time, I think I'll miss a Friday and a Monday. We won't go live because I'll be in Texas. I may go live and show y'all some family in Texas, but and what we're doing, but it won't be for coding. You Googled the four fingers. What does it mean? Someone's in danger, needs help, someone, other secret codes. 4 fingers. Well, they're doing 2 hands, 4 fingers each. So I'm like, what does that mean? He's a big old cat. He is. Let me get to y'all's chats. All right. Concert was the best. Yep. I love the Journey songs. I sang all over my recordings. Your daughter turned 16 May 23rd. Aw. My Jaybird, who's May 20th, he's such a Taurus. He loves his creature comforts around the house. My little guys, does anyone know if the exam changed a lot? Well, it's no longer 150 darn questions, which is wonderful. Just 100 questions, which is hard enough to get through. You need to do 25 questions per hour. So be sure and time yourself really well. Enjoy this time. I know that it goes by so fast. Oh my gosh, my daughter has asked for an adult drink one night at the restaurant and wasn't carded. And I was, how old do you think she looks? She said 22. if they're in their 20s, it's illegal not to card them. So if you think they're in their 20s, you have to card them. So technically that's not correct, right, Holly? James had got him a strawberry lemonade. So he was bummed when everybody else's drinks came to the table because they were sodas or water. And he's like, well, where's my drink? And I'm like, well, you ordered one from the bar. She has to go all the way to the other side of the building to go get that strawberry lemonade, I bet. And that's what happened. So Dukes of Hazzard, that's what I was talking about, go-kart. Didn't he look like Boss Hogg? He had that hat on and a suit on. He looked just like Boss Hogg. The restaurant. Oh my gosh, Holly, that's dangerous. Good evening, everyone. No worries, I haven't even started yet. I've been sharing family photos. Okay, Jen, if you have a second tonight, I have a question about an example on 512. Let's go to 512. Let's see, 696. Oh, that's not my 69. 69631. Okay. With the and can you explain why it doesn't need the LT modifier? It could very well need the LT modifier, but for AAPC, the answer that they put down for this particular question, none of the answers had left or right ear or anything like that. I'm sure. I'm looking. You must have my notes from 2022. I'm seeing where this is at in the book. 5. You said it was on 512. Let's see. No. Let's see. 696. 696. Oh, it's probably my, oh yeah, my electronic version of notes. That's why. Okay. 69612. 69631. Well, my notes from 2022, of course, they show that it was a left procedure, and the answer does have the LT modifier at the end with the H90.12. It may be just something that I forgot to put down on the 2023 notes if I got distracted or something. But it's there in some of mine. Although I don't think it has the correct CPT. It's missing the CPT code 69631. So I always make, for some reason, this one example, I have the diagnosis code, I have the LT, and I have the 69660, but I did not put down the 69631 with it. So it still not even was correct when I wrote it in 2022, and whatever I wrote in the 2023, I forgot the LT. You know, one of these days, your auditor here is going to need an auditor. I'm getting old. Getting old. All right. Big old cat. Yep, he's a biggin'. Four fingers means in danger, needs help. I could just imagine those kids flashing those fingers because they're being funny. Because I'm forcing them to take a picture. Is there a way to watch previous videos in the order they are posted? That's a good question, Arlene. I wish they were posted in order of when they were done. I used to put the dates in the headers when I created the lives when I was on TikTok or some other streaming platform. Now that I'm streaming through OBS, it automatically generates the live's name and doesn't put the date in the YouTube video. But oh yeah, I got a new cup design. Oh, it's so cute, y'all. I just been playing around, having a good old time with this. There's another side to it that's got all the circles. Anyway, when I go, where am I at? No, I can't be here. I gotta be somewhere else, I think. When I go live, YouTube, I don't know if I can show y'all here, YouTube. When I post videos on YouTube, I always put in, and it is the date of the broadcast is in all my videos, but why, when you go to my video list, you can sort them by the latest right there or popular. So probably the latest would help you. And then you could see this is a day ago. This is 13 days ago, 13 days ago, 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks, 1 month. I wish, they did pop up with a date, but just be sure and sort them. I don't know why you can't tell what date this was. Like a month ago. That does me no good. It would be nice to know what day did she do this live right here. I don't know why YouTube doesn't have that information here. That does drive me nuts. Oh, wait a minute. What's this? April 6th? It's in the comments. Okay. But I had to click on it to see what the date was. But sorting by the latest, and then when you click into it, okay, hit stop, and then I hit show more. When I hit show more, it gives me the date when it was published. Okay. I don't know. Hopefully that's helpful. Whoops. And let me get rid of that, and see what else is in chat. Classified information. It's not classified. If you're gonna put them in my pictures, I gotta know what they are. You're gonna do it online. I thought the online exam was way easier than the in-person. I wasn't trying to pass on the in-person, but the look, and of course you can't help but read some of the questions and stuff. I just thought they were way too wordy and way too much propaganda in them. And when I took it online, I was really nervous about that. But they were more direct, I thought. But this was 2019. They've changed the exam since then, even what websites you go on. So I hope, but I do see a ton of people mirroring what I said, that they thought that the online exam was easier and more direct. It's just going to be very frustrating for you in the very beginning, because trying to log on, get with your proctor, make sure that your room and your internet doesn't go down. Your room has to be a closed door room. You can't be in like an open living room, kitchen concept area. You have to make sure you're in a bedroom where you can shut a door. Make sure you lock the door so that no one can come in. It doesn't matter if a dog opens the door, somehow gets in. They will shut your exam down and you'll lose that exam attempt. So make sure you barricade that door so no one can enter. And then just getting onto the system and getting started and turning your camera in 360 is very frustrating. So you're going to be frustrated, but once you get started, it's going to be okay. I think just got to keep your fingers crossed your internet does not go down. You really want to do direct internet plugged into your system and not maybe Wi-Fi. But AAPC has a great video of all that with step-by-step playthrough and shows you how to do it on their website. I shouldn't have studied in the 2 weeks, losing motivation. Oh no, Flower, that's awful. Every day, no matter what, even if you only open up your book and do one Google search about one CPT code or one part of the ear, like, you'll get into that nasty habit of not doing something for 2 weeks. So every day, open up one book, take 5 minutes. Even if you're going to look up just an anatomy picture like this one, and then go see what the function is of anything. Anything that is described in any of these pictures. I wish my camera would focus. There we go. What's the function of that? What's the function of that? Just Google anything. What's the function of the eardrum? What does it do? And then write down what it does. Any little thing. That'll help out. Even if you come through here and just find a couple of words to cross out, like this one says it's without the oscular chain reconstruction, so I put one line through it. Do something. Even if you come through and just highlight or do your out-of-code sequences, you don't even have to think when you're doing those. Even coming to all these codes and making sure every single one of them has a do not code, that code, this 69990 underneath it, with all those codes. There's a ton of stuff y'all can do when you don't want to think and you don't want to be, you don't have time to study. But even if you're sitting on your throne in the bathroom, pull your book up and draw some lines through something. This one's without contrast material, so I drew a line through that. I highlighted all the S's because I like to know when it's plural, and then anything that's in the parentheses, I highlighted those. Just any little thing to keep you productive and moving so you don't get out of that practice, because if you don't go one day without doing something, you won't feel as guilty about not doing something the next day, and then the next day you won't feel just as bad guilty as you did the first time you skipped one day. And then it builds on itself. So any little thing that you can do will definitely help. Try not to get out of that, not doing that. He's a Taurus, just like me and my daughter. I'm an Aries all the way. I am a Ram. You give me a problem, I'm leaping off that rock to help, and I will dive in and try to fix it without thinking too hard first. I'll eventually come around and get a strategy going that's really cool and come up with a great plan, but I'm going to leap first. I am a leaper. Those are teenager signs, classified information. I can't get over that. That's so funny. Do you sometimes copy notes from one year to the other? Sometimes, but I have to verify that there's still a good example for that year. Guidelines change, and first thing I do is go through the new information of what I've got from people that have already taken the exam and passed or failed for current year, and what info they've told me is current. I go through and make sure those codes have current examples on there first. Then I go look through all the new questions and practice exam questions that I've done throughout the year that are new to this year, and I get those examples put on. Then for any pages that don't have any examples on them at all, I'll refer back to my previous year's notes to see if there's an example left over from last year that is still current for this year that I could use for that particular page. But it's usually the last resort because I've always got new updated information on other stuff that I need to handle first. I'm trying to put too much stuff on there. Yeah. Must be one of those new examples. Yeah. I heard scratch paper aren't allowed. If you're in person, you can write all over your textbooks, so you don't need scratch paper. And of course, online, there is no scratch paper. They give you a chat box of some sort, like you can type to yourself. You can't draw to yourself, but you can type to yourself if you want to. Oh my gosh, I'm so Aries. You love the fact that I'm a ram. I am a leaper. On the online exam, what they do for the online exam is they have you hold your books by the spine, one finger in one side, one finger in the other one, and they have you shake it. And then they take it and then you thumb through it like this on their camera, and they're just looking to see if you've inserted any extra pages and written on any inserted pages and sticky notes. They don't care what you got written on any of your pages. Yep, that's all they do for the online exam. Especially sitting in the car pickup line, that's right. It's a great place for that. What if my desk is in the living area but no one is at home? Would they be okay with that? No, unless your living room has a door on it to close. No, I have not seen very many living rooms with a closable door. Usually it's walk through to the kitchen. They won't let you do that because the proctor can't see if somebody's walking in the other side of that room in front of you, coming in and out. So they want to make sure you're in a closed, confined area where the door is shut and locked, and then you start your exam. So if they hear anybody coming through the door, they know somebody's walked in the room. If you're in an open living room area that's a kitchen and it has access to the other rooms, they won't let you take the exam in that area. I had somebody use their basement, and it had stairs leading down to the basement, but it didn't have a closed door, and they canceled her exam and she lost her exam attempt. You need a bedroom, which is silly. I mean, I had my bed in here when I took my exam, and I had my 360 camera on a stack of books sitting inside a cup because I refused to buy a stand for it for one exam. So they got to see my whole bed and where I sleep in my dresser drawers. I don't care. My work desk. And, yep, they just had to see that I was in a closed door. Are there any new videos on ICD-10 book prep? There are only a few pages posted. I had to take one of them down. Somebody complained that I don't have closed caption on it. And YouTube couldn't do the closed caption because my streaming quality that day was not good. And it's a long one. It's an hour and a half long. So until I hand type out every word I said on it and put that transcription in there, I took it down for right now. So I just need to transcribe what it is or download the video and then try to re-upload it as a new video again and see if YouTube can magically put the CC on it so that it will have the closed caption. I mean, book prep, you're just supposed to be watching me and then writing what I write, so I'm not doing a whole lot of talking, but they wanted my talking closed captioned. And I know it's hard of hearing. You have to, it's hard, and I stumble over my words and numbers especially. So I understand the need to have the closed captioning, but it got to where they filed a complaint with YouTube, and then YouTube said I have to have it closed captioned. Well, they didn't close caption it, so I took it down. So I got to figure out how to do that. And whenever I have time to type all that out, I'll type it. But anyway, yeah. One more thing. But yes, I do have one. Maybe I should just post it on my website, and then I won't be adhering to YouTube standards. I have 2 book prep videos on my website. In case y'all didn't know, those are free for the digestive system from last year. I bet I could post that one up on my website because I own my website. You know, that's my property there. YouTube is public property, so I have to have the ADA stuff there. So maybe I'll just post it up there so that until I get it typed out, at least it'll be there. So that, okay. All right, I'm just troubleshooting to myself, so sorry. Okay. I have an office craft room, and it's a hot mess. Don't matter. Just put it all in boxes in a corner. Yeah, Aaron, I'm sorry. I spoke with the AAPC multiple times and they never once mentioned the door policy. Yep, there is a door policy for the online thing. Yep. I've seen multiple people, even on the AAPC Facebook site, crying or telling of their adventures of getting turned down for their exam because their door didn't lock, or somebody walked in. Their child came home from school, didn't know she was taking a test, came in and got their exam taken away from them. And it was like a kindergartner, not somebody that would know anything about medical coding. So it's like really, really harsh. Yeah, Aaron, I can definitely post that up on my website. Let me just make myself a note before I forget. Post guideline vid. Because that won't take me but 2 seconds to post it up on there. Yep. I just need to re-download it. I got it blocked as private on YouTube for right now. But I've got a couple of students that are hard of hearing. Even one of them I've tutored in one-on-one with for 2 years, and it's a huge need to do that. And I need to make sure that all the videos get that closed caption on there. Some of them just don't automatically happen for some reason. I wish they would. A lot of times it's just my internet quality when I'm streaming. So hopefully one of these days I can get better internet. All right. I think AAPC puts these expectations out, and then the proctors take them literally to the extreme, like really, really to the extreme. But you never know what somebody else is thinking and understands as a guideline until you find out. I don't think AAPC would have a problem with people, I don't know, with the 5-year-old walking in and then the mom shoving them right back out and locking the door. Go ask your dad. And, you know, I don't think that would be an issue, but I'm sure it gets under review. And then I don't know if AAPC will comp them another attempt or not, but I know she was pretty upset that day. Yeah. Anyway, Jen, can you look at page, and where it states conjunctoplasty for diagnostic? Is that just a yellow highlight or a green or blue star notation? Let's see. We're looking for where it states conjunctoplasty for diagnostic. Is that a yellow highlight, not a green or a blue star notation? Oh, wrong one. Just for green star. See, last year I did a different color scheme than I'm doing this year. This year I'm doing blue for the diagnostic x-ray. That one would be blue. So would the echo. But the other ones for the removal would stay as the green. But those two should be the blue. That's my 2022 notes. I can't show y'all my 2023 notes because they're PDF format on my computer somewhere, wherever those are at. I have a cool question though. Let me bring that question up. I wanted to see if you guys knew the answer to this one. I don't have an A, B, C, or D for this one. This is just what would y'all do in this scenario? Y'all can be reading that while I'm still answering chat and see what you guys think. I'm struggling with the last couple of chapters, Lab and Path and E&M. I have a month left in the class and the teacher doesn't seem to know how else to help us better understand the material. Okay, Sadie. Lab and Path, a lot of it is not what you're testing for. It's how it's being tested. So, for example, if we go to, let's go to one I know you'll be asked about on the exam. If we go to codes 80305 on page 602, if you're in the 2023 CPT book, 80305, 06 and 07. So we're just doing drug screening, and we're doing drug screening for a blanket of stuff, whether it's meth, pot, alcohol, whatever. It's just a urine drug screen. Drug screens, unless it's for a specific drug, are all going to be done here. Like if they come to the ER and they're combative, we don't know what's wrong with them, we're going to do a drugs class screening. This is what we're all going to use. The first thing you got to figure out is, am I using a dipstick or not? The 05 and the 06 are both dipsticks, where the 07 is just an analyzer machine that we're going to use to do the drug screen, where we stick the urine underneath the machine and it'll suck up some of it and it'll analyze it by itself. That's the 07. The 06 and the 05 are the little dipsticks, kind of like what you use in the swimming pool to see if your chlorine is good color or your hot tub. But the 06, you lay the dipstick in the machine and the machine will read the colors that the dipstick turns for you. The 05 is for your eyes only. If you stick a dipstick in the urine and you look at the colors that it changes and you do just the eyes only, then that's the 05. Many things in Lab and Path are like that. It's not really what test you're doing, because that's just a blanket drug screening. We're not, and it may come back positive for methamphetamines or whatever, but it's all done in the urine. A lot of the strep screenings, like strep A or strep B or influenza, those are done either by probe or immunoassays or rapid. So finding out how did we collect the specimen, or what machine are we going to use? Are we going to use a rapid tester? Are we using a blue stain dye? That's more important than the actual name of the test, like looking for influenza. Yeah, there's 15 influenza back there, but the differences are based off of how we collected the test. So that's super helpful to know that. In E&M, I have a free workshop that I did, I think in December, that has 75 E&M questions in it, plus the new 2023 questions. Super helpful to go watch that workshop and hit pause. As soon as you see an E&M question come up, see if you can figure out what the answer is, and then let the workshop play. And then if you didn't get it right, you'll listen to my explanation of why the answer is what it is, and then move on to the next question. 75 questions, try to do them all in 3 hours. Even if you can't, do 25 per video for 1 hour, something like that. And that'll help build up your speed. Plus, you got 75 examples all in one video. great way to concentrate on one subject. I have a lab and path workshop too, but that's probably through paid membership, unless I did that one free in April. I think I gave that one away free too because it's my birthday month. So look for the 2 workshops. There's one in December I gave away for Christmas. It's free for everybody. Anybody can see it. And then the lab and path one in April is free for everybody too. And that's 75 questions of lab and path, but I snuck in a couple of E&Ms in that one too. But it's a great way to see how to do that. Also, if you are a member of the YouTube membership, I have a book prep video for lab and path where I go through and I show you what codes you should know for the 2023 exam for lab and path. And they're just really popular codes that I think personally will be on the exam. And that book prep video is great. It's a Saturday. I did 2 book prep videos in lab and path recently. One of them's on a Saturday. And I go through and tell you which codes I like that I predict with my ESP powers that might be on the exam. And that one's super important to watch too. So super cool. That ought to help you, Sadie. Those 2 things for sure. If I missed your question, y'all let me know and repeat it. Just write it again. Okay, so this question right here, if a physician performs an arthroscopy, so we're going to 298. Two nine eight 46. So we're at 298, 46, and 45. We are going in on this wrist, and we are going in anteriorly, and we are performing a repair, and we're removing the nerve, which is in the 45, but we're also going in and doing this repair of this joint, anterior compartment. We're doing the joint debridement, not the repair, debridement, and we're doing a complete nerve removal. Do we code both of those together with the 5-9 modifier? Because this one's the nerve, the 4-5, and then the 4-6 is the debridement. That is our question here. And I tried looking back to see if there's any guidelines with these scopes that'll tell you anything. There isn't anything here. That's not helpful. You're welcome, Sadie. Well, number one thing, what kind of codes are these? When you look at 4-5 and 4-6, what kind of codes are these? What would I call them? What's my little generic name for these codes? Baby codes. Yes, Tammy, you got it. Child codes. Can we do anything without child codes? Nope. Let's go see what mama is. Mama is a scope. She's surgical for an infection. we're doing a lavage and drainage. The semicolon happens where the infection is, and lavage and drainage. So mama is separate from these guys for that. The other interesting thing that we have here on this page is the code above it, above this mama, which is the 43. The code above it is number 40, and it's its own parent, its own adult. It has no children, but what it does have is that separate procedure in the parentheses with it. And what it is a scope of the wrist diagnostic with or without the nerve biopsy. The other one is for foreign body. The other one is without. The 30 is also the nerve thing. Again, is before the next parent. For the foreign body one, they have another one with the nerve biopsy above the next mother. It seems to be a trend that they're having here. This is for the elbow. This one's for the wrist, but they're all kind of going in together. I know it's not for removal, but it is for a nerve thing. What separate procedure means is it's included in anything under the same category here. If it's got to do with wrist and it's a surgery underneath here, even if it's another mama, that is going to be included in all of these. It's what the separate procedure means, and we don't bill it separately or individually unless it is very distinct, like they move from one wrist to a different wrist. You know, you'd have to code it if it was in a different wrist altogether, but if it's in the same wrist you're already working on, we're not going to code it at the same thing. Same thing with this one is these two, we are not going to code them. From a CPT coding perspective, they're saying, even though it doesn't say it in the CPT code, they released a guideline in something called the CPT Assistant Book in 2003. Now, why they couldn't get it in the CPT book from that point on, at some point, that guideline, that would be nice, but they kept it here at the CPT Assistant. They made a decision that all these are inclusive codes and we would not code them separately. If you're already in the wrist doing something and you just go to the anterior side when you're already at the posterior side to do something else, they're not going to let you code the two procedures. You're just going to code the most extensive procedure that got you there in the first place. And that's it. They're not going to let you have anything else with this one. Anyway, I just thought it was interesting. I have like a crossword puzzle here, kind of like thing for our next thing to do. Oh, let me show y'all in case y'all didn't get to see that because I had it all covered up with my camera view. Sorry. Y'all gotta yell at me. There's your rationale for that previous one. So this, I just have like a crossword puzzle for us. So what has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 letters and It's a federal insurance for those over 65. Kind of easy one. But I was wondering if y'all knew how to do this one. I know. First one's Medicare. Good job. Let me draw that. What about a 10-letter word for a modifier P4 is found in this section of the book? Ten-letter word. Good job, Heather. Yep. All right, what about CT scans are found in this CPT section of the book? And it is 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 letters long. 9 letters long. Good job. Radiology, yes. All right. The next one's tougher. See, how many letters is this one? It's also 9 letters long. The first person to get this wins one of my misspelled cups, and I'll ship it to you for free. So, what supports medical necessity? It's 9 letters long. If you can get that right, without Googling. I need one word. I don't know who to pick, but yes, Flower, Power, and Victoria both have it correct. Diagnosis. Good job. Victoria, Sass, Stover. Did I send you one already? And Flower, Power. You two guys, send me your mailing address, wherever you want it to mail to, and I will mail you one of my misspelled cups. Just send it to my email address at medicalcodingbyjen@gmail.com, and I'll send you that cup. So anytime y'all see the words support, necessity, y'all start thinking about diagnosis. I've seen that on an exam question somewhere. I don't know where, but I've seen it somewhere. An agency that administers for Medicare. It's 3 letters long. I was typing so fast I misspelled it. Me too. Cool beans, Flower. Thanks, Victoria. If you want another one, Victoria, I'll send it to you too. I got some more. CMS is right. What about a 6-letter word that is when a new edition of the CPT CPT is published? New edition of the CPT is published when? There you go, Heather. Good job. Yearly. The organization that publishes the CPT, it's 3 letters long. And these are the last 2. I know, I got more participation now. Jeez. AMA. Good job. And last one for another cup. How many digits are in a CPT code? It's 4 letters long. 4 letters long. Number of digits in a CPT code. Heather got it that time. 5. Good job. Heather. Heather Hamilton, right? Yeah. Let me get those down. I got AMA and 5. Good job. I couldn't make it into like a real crossword puzzle because I'm not that tech savvy, but anyway, I tried. Something new. AAPC has some new questions out because the new June magazine article is out. I took a couple of questions from there just to see if you guys knew the answers. How many years has AAPC been in business? They usually have what year did they go into business? This was a new question. How many years have they been in business? Don't forget to look for your similarities, even in questions like this. We have 2 that start with the number 3. So I would already exclude this one and exclude that one, and then it'd be between those 2, is what I would do. What do you guys think? Okay, going forward, we are going to need AAPC style their whole exam as crossword type clues. Yep, I will do my best. It started in 83, wouldn't... The answer, get my mouse to move, is 35 years. It is C. What was the first year AAPC conducted a salary survey? Oh my gosh. Why do we need to know this information? I don't know, but what was the first year AAPC conducted a salary survey? Somebody posted this question on my Facebook page, and people started answering the question. And I started to answer it, and then I realized next year in 2024 will be my 30th year in healthcare. I can't believe it's been that long. But yeah, 1994. Wow. I need to retire, guys. That's too long. I need to have my toes in the sand somewhere. Watching cute guys go by or something, you know? Jeez. Go bring me a mojito. I've been working way too long. What was the first year AAPC conducted a salary survey? We got some A's and B's. It is B, 2006. Good gracious. 2006. They wasted all that magazine space and one of the free 20 questions they give us once a month on that. Which is not a covered preventative service under Medicare Part B rendered via telehealth. So is it depression screening, lung cancer screening, prolonged preventative services, or diabetes screening? Which one is not covered with Part B? Oh. Talking to my mom. She wants to take the boys to the movies. And I'm like, Little Mermaid. They want to go see Little Mermaid. I don't know if it's out yet, but Travis would love it, but I'm sure James would hate it. But I'm like, oh yeah, those stinky boys need to go see Little Mermaid. Absolutely. Setting them up. Little Mermaid. Okay, think about it this way, because I don't see a correct answer yet. What is not covered under telehealth? What can I not do to you through a screen on the computer screen? It's kind of like how I looked at this. I can tell if you're depressed. Lungs, if you're wheezing, I can tell that too. Prolonged preventative services, I can order your mammogram or that kind of stuff via online telehealth, I guess. But the one that they were discussing that is not covered by Part B is, I believe, that diabetes screening. That is one of several preventative services still not covered by Medicare Part B when rendered via telehealth. They won't let a telehealth doctor order your diabetic lab work and stuff. So I think they thought about during COVID lifting some of the restrictions on that, but never did get to doing that. Global aphasia is one of the most severe forms of aphasia and involves difficulty with which two abilities? Is it walking and standing, speaking and language, thinking and processing, eating and digestion? What do you guys think? You read about that one today? Yep. Speaking in language. Absolutely. Good job. I've gotten so scared where I can't speak sometimes. I remember a log falling out of my parents' fireplace in our house when I was a kid, and it rolled out of the fireplace onto our rug in the carpet in the living room. We had shag brown carpet, back there in the 80s, and it was just melting. It wasn't catching on fire, but it was melting our shag carpet, and I couldn't call for my parents because my throat closed up. I was like, couldn't get anything out. Eventually I figured out that I could just pick up the log with the little grabbers. You know, you have those little grabbers beside the fireplace, and put the thing right back up there. All right. But that's scary when you can't talk and you're trying to talk. It made it more scary than it was. Oh. All right. My diagnoses. Y'all know how I like to do these. I like to think about just my little sidebars here, just what the little sidebar says for each section. So R's, if we go to any section in the R's, wherever that is, back here in the back, where you know we're going to be dealing with signs and symptoms, right? All that yellow right there. If we look and see what is G, we've got diseases of the nervous system, but we have those two F's, which those are our similarities, and I'd probably go to those two codes first. A, B, C, D, E, and then F, and then G. Okay. I'd probably go to those two, which is behavioral, neurological issues. F80 is what? F81 is expressive language disorder, and 2 is mixed receptive expressive language disorder. That was one of my little Travis's diagnoses as a kid. He just stopped speaking at 15 months of age. Took him to a speech pathologist, and they said, oh, he's fine, just wait till he's 3. And I'm like, nope. I went and got another opinion and went through the school district and actually got him physical therapy or occupational therapy, speech therapy through the school district till he was 3. So that was cool. Like, he should be babbling up a storm. He should not stop talking. All right. What do you think is correct for this particular one? Sorry, Patrice. I was mainly just showing off the color coding on the sidebar. Really wasn't particularly trying to show off each individual code. Hopefully you guys are following along and run into these codes with me so that y'all get good experience and muscle memory of flipping through these books. I'm doing good. So with this one, while I was at F80 and F82, because those are the two that I would have gone to quickly because they're similar, I would have seen that one's expressive language today and one's mixed receptive. And when I looked at my question afterwards and noticed that I'm in some other totally different disease and order, what answer would I pick? Would I end up going in my book and looking up this G code or the R code? Or would I just pick my answer from knowing what those headers are? Knowing what those headers are, I know the R is a symptom, and symptoms have nothing to do with the disorder. So I know it can't be that answer. I've already eliminated it's not the expressive or the mixed, so I wouldn't even bother looking up that G code as a testing exam technique. If you've already eliminated all the answers. Don't go look up the last answer you haven't looked up. There's no sense in that. You're just wasting time. I don't need to see that this disease is listed underneath this G because I've already eliminated the two F's, and I absolutely know it's not a symptom. So think about that while you're in the exam. Don't get stuck in looking up every single term or code because sometimes it's not even needed. If you've already eliminated 2 or 3 of them, you're good to go. Go pick the other answer and move on. All right. This is a new ENM1. We've got 3 that are starting off with the same 84 here is something that I notice. Another thing I notice is I've got 2 moderates risk, 3 moderate risk. And those are the tie in with the same 84s. What do you guys think, just curious, this acronym means? It's in all the answers. I'm curious to see what you guys come up with. Another thing I notice is let me go here. Moderate, moderate, and moderate. This one's different because it starts off with high. Our second thing, one of them's moderate, and this one's moderate, and this one's moderate, but this one ended up being high, which is different. This one's high. We also have an extensive here, or we have another high here. What do you guys think NCOPA means? Number and complexity of problems addressed. I worked, very good V. If you want a cup too, you can email me. My mind went, you're going to laugh when you see what I did. Because, you know, I did labor and delivery and peds for a long time. So, of course, I saw something totally different the first time I looked at this. But I love that. So be sure you guys know what the NCOPA means, because I don't believe AAPC is going to let go of that term, and they apparently like that term. That's definitely not what I wrote. Let me show you what I wrote. Here's our example for this particular question. So we have a 3-month-old presents to the ER with an undiagnosed new problem of fever and crying. Labs are ordered. Everything comes back negative. A freaking lumbar puncture was done. Fever subsided with some meds. Chest x-ray was fine. Sent the kid home with an RX. And if conditions worsen, asked to bring the patient back. With what was done, would we be a level 4 or a level 5? For our ER visit. That's what I mean by level 4 or level 5, or just these last digits in our CPT code. What do you guys think? A, B, or C? And then I'll show you the answer and where my head went with NC OPA. Miss Andrea Larson Newman, you get a cup too if you want one. I'll ship it to your house. All you gotta do is email me your mailing address. It's a cup I ordered 600, it's almost $700 worth of cups, but they came misspelled. So if you want one, MEDICAL, medical coding by Jen at Gmail. I'll send you one. It's a Starbucks cup with a cup and lid and straw. Email me your mailing address and I'll ship you one. For getting this answer correct, because you were the only one that answered our level 5. Why, Miss Andrea, are you the only one that said level 5? Why is this a level 5? The patient's symptoms: crying, a fever that went down with Tylenol. Why would that be a level 5 in the ER? National Committee on Quality Assurance. You go kart. You're welcome. I mistyped and thought it was a 3. Oh no, it is a level 5 because, guys, they took that 3-month-old baby. And what did that doctor do? That doctor did a lumbar puncture on a 3-month-old, a screaming, pissed off, excessively crying 3-month-old baby, and lumbar punctured that thing for meningitis. What's the risk of complications? And you know it was a resident in the middle of the ER, and in a real, what's the risk to the patient for having a lumbar puncture? They also drew freaking lab work, blood work, so you know they had to do a venipuncture. They sent spinal fluid off, and they did an x-ray. The amount of stuff they did, y'all remember in our chart in the front of the CPT book, each one of these is a unique test. Blood work is a unique test. Spinal fluid is a unique test. Chest x-ray is a unique test. If we do more than 2 unique tests, we are bumped up, right, to what? Where's my book? So if we're doing 3 or more orders, where's my book? Where's my page? I was all excited thinking somebody done got this right. But For our low level, right, we got 2 unique tests for low. Right here, if we have 3 of the following unique tests, we're at least moderate, if not more. But what did we order? We ordered something that was a spinal tap, lumbar puncture for a 3-month-old, which we could add over here to our high level lumbar puncture. Three-month-old ER as an example of what a level 5 would be, or a high or excessive, extensive. I guess I would call it excessive, but extensive could be. But maybe the kid had some sort of exposure, but the op note doesn't say anything about exposure to, I mean, did they take the kid swimming in a lake somewhere? Has it been sharing a blunt pipe? I mean, you know, I don't know. Meningitis, ooh, in a 3-month-old, it's not unheard of, but I mean, if it's a mosquito country, I don't know. We'd have to have more. I would not want a lumbar puncture on my 3-month-old. But what, of course, my first thought of what the NCOPA meant, I was thinking Neonate Child Outcome and Planning Administration. So when we do outcomes for our nursing plans for our neonates and children, of course, I thought this was an outcome planning. That's what I went with that. So instead of what it truly is, was exactly what, who was that said that? Did I type it out? I typed it out. I thought I did. But yeah, for our new, not components, but elements of E&M, totally that other thing. There's our rationale. We got a big rationale with that. Did I copy what she wrote? She wrote something fancy. National Committee of Quality Assurance. That is our number of complexity of problems addressed. That is perfect, V. That is what that's supposed to be. I meant to post that down right there. There we go. But yeah, I went neonate child outcomes. That was a fun example, though. Let me catch up on chat. It's not because of the kid's age. I'm more particular about the kid's age because I did peds and labor delivery, and the kid was just crying a bunch and had a fever. You know, they do that. I don't think it qualified for a meningitis lumbar puncture, but we don't have the kid's history here. Yep, all those procedures. Don't forget, just because the outcome and they sent the patient home and it was just a baby crying, don't look at the don't generalize what actually was. Just a cry baby with a fever, probably not teething at 3 months old, but who knows? I don't even know what RX they sent the kid home with. It probably an antibiotic, since they did the lumbar puncture. You know, they're introducing some sort of infection back there anyway, so they would have had to do something. I don't know. But the baby was fine. But what they ordered was excessive, and the risk of what they ordered making the baby sicker is high. So, yeah. I thought because the baby was sent home with meds, not admitted. I know, right? But that lumbar picture threw it right on up there. Ooh, who's doing what? Your daughter had that done at 3 months old. Isn't it awful? They're screaming. They have to papoose them. It's just the worst thing in the world. Meningitis does kill. I had a 10-year-old get meningitis on me in California, and she had a total brain reboot. When she got out of the hospital, she had to learn to walk, talk, and eat all over again, and diaper training, all that all over again. And she eventually made a full recovery, but that meningitis does not play. It does not. And she just got it from playing around in some shallow water at a lake, so that wasn't moving very much, you know. So it does kill. She lived through it, but she had to learn to walk and talk and all that stuff again. Who? Twinkle gave a membership away. Thank you, Twinkle. E&M turns your brain to mush. Don't it for always? I refused to learn it, Jody, for my CPC exam. I thought, okay, I know anesthesia, cardiology, all these subjects, and ICD-10 and HIPICS. I don't need to know how to do E&M, and I just left it off my plate. Didn't even want to learn it when I was taking mine in 2019. So I don't blame you. Just take little bits at a time and write examples down. When you get and find an example and you find new information like a lumbar puncture in a 3-month-old ended up being high, go write it in the book. That way you'll end up with lots of examples and you won't have to remember everything. You can just hopefully eventually run into the same thing. Vanessa, I've got some prizes I gave away during today's live. Miss Twinkle, good to see you. Victoria, if she wants one. Victoria Sass Stover, she won another cup if she wants it. Flower Power won another cup. Heather Hamilton and VEEG 112. They're going to email me directly, but in case I have problems or they end up talking to you, they're getting some of my misspelled cups. Yes, just because it was considered, it's part of the MDM. Yep. Whether they do it, don't do it, do it, if it's still a consideration, it's part of the MDM. It is. My brain was neonate child outcome and planning. Number and complexity of problems addressed. NCOPA. Be sure you know what your acronyms are for the exam. AAPC loves acronyms. They do. Which of the following statements is not true for claims with data services on or after January 2023? Let's see. 1995 documentation guidelines are no longer in effect for 2023 and forward. Risk is determined by the presenting problems in all management and treatment at the encounter. History and exam of the patient is still required as part of the E&M MDM selection process, and documentation of a discussion of a patient management with another qualified health professional, QHP, is a data element that can be captured. Which one is the correct answer for this one? Yep, the decision to not do it is still part of it. Whether you order it or not. Yep. Thank you, Twinkle. I'd have been the nurse at the nurse's station. Don't you spinal tap that baby. We were doing a crossword puzzle without the crossword, but still doing a crossword puzzle. A lot of them are getting it right. They're doing good. So for this question, again, it says, which of the following is not true? You are looking for an incorrect answer down here. Don't let them confuse you on this. You're looking for something that is incorrect. A, B, C, or D? Which one's incorrect? Sani got it that time. History and exam of the patient is still required. That one is incorrect. We no longer capture patient history or exams. The extent of the history and physical examination is no longer an element where we do the level of the E&M with it anymore. This one's silly. Which of the following is considered the prime source of Medicare regulations? And it is not my Facebook page, right? We have Stacy, who finished her AAPC certificate. I think she made like a 95 or something. She's helping out on Facebook too with Twinkle and Chrissy. She made some sort of chat room on Facebook. I can't chat in it because I'm not a person. I'm a place, a page on Facebook. I'm not a person. I made a page. So Medical Coding by Jen can't comment into her own chat room on Facebook because it's a page. But I've been watching it. But Stacy's in that chat room or whatever it is on Facebook, answering tons of questions if y'all are on there. Twinkle has been approving people and denying people access to my Facebook group. I appreciate that a whole bunch because I had like 400 stacked up when she got there. I'm like, I can't tell who to let in and who not. Max, C is the answer for this one. Medicare is in the name. M. Be sure you know what the acronym stands for. MAC stands for Medicare Administrators. And the question was, who regulates Medicare for us? Well, Medicare administrators do. Simple as that. Which activities should be included in the total time spent by physicians or other qualified health professionals according to the AMA guidelines? Is it preparing to see the patients, ordering meds, documentation, or all of the above? You watch all the comments on Facebook, yeah. Yep. AAPC's favorite answer is correct, Michael. It is all of the above. They love that answer. So they love the all of the above, none of the above. They love those answers. There's your big old fancy guideline for that one if you want it. Which of the following is considered a symptom of agitation in the context of the ICD-10 coding for dementia? Do dementia patients rock? Do they have sleep disturbances? Do they have hallucinations or depression? According to ICD-10 coding, anyway. Thank you, Marta. Correct. They don't need a record. Rosalie, good to see you tonight. She's usually here and always has the correct answers. Just like with this question, she knows that dementia patients rock. Rocking is a behavioral symptom of the agitation. They also pacing, looking for exits. If you're in a dementia ward, we change the exit doors to have like wall print on them so that they can't tell where the exit doors are. Yeah, and they can become pretty combative and violent and stuff. They all do seem correct. Yeah. But if you look in the ICD-10 book, before you start diagnosing dementia, they'll have some sort of information up there and they'll list these symptoms right here. And it's only these. They're not aware enough to be depressed. So that helps with that one. They're not aware enough whether they know it's sleep time or not. They just sleep wherever, and they mostly have sundowners where they're up all night and sleep all day. And hallucination seems correct too, but according to the ICD-10 book, they don't put hallucinations down. They only have these right here in front of us down. How is the severity classified in the ICD-10 book for dementia? Is it unspecified? I guess we got that all the way down. And then is it mild next, or would it be moderate? And then the next word, would it be moderate or would it be severe? And then if we look at the last word in every one of the sentences, it's different. So either it's aggressive, critical, severe, or extreme. Which one of those words, which might be easier to look at, would be a diagnosis term used in the ICD-10 book? Do we use aggressive with moderate and mild? Do we use critical with severe and mild? Do we use severe with moderate or mild? Or do we use extreme with severe and moderate? Thank you, Rosalie. Oh, I know where the real exits are. That's right. We do. We absolutely do. We make them into bookshelves. We can put this vinyl on the doors and it makes them look like bookshelves and stuff. Yeah. Jody got this one, and Andrea again. Good job. What was that? Thank you, Jamie. Aw, you're awesome. Thank you so much for the super chat, for the live. That's awesome. I will throw that back into the live and give somebody a free subscription to the YouTube subscription. I think I'm only like 40 people away from hitting a goal with the YouTube subscriptions for them to give me a bonus, which could help out in giving even more people free subscriptions, which would be cool. I'm waiting on the, skip that. There we go. Let me give out that membership real quick and see who can win. We've had a ton of people be super active in chat today. All right, according to Medicare, FIs, what is that stand for? And what is a reasonable time frame for completing medical record documentations in an office setting? Do we have to have all of it done within an hour or down to 72 hours? What do you think? So I took Jamie's $3 and just threw it back in there, and Melissa won a month's worth of free membership to my YouTube subscription. So I hope that helps you out so that you can watch all those book prep videos. And oh no, there she goes again. And all the workshops. So what I do for these, usually, you know, the first one and the last one are usually not the answer. It's usually between these. Would they recommend the doctor have it done within 12 hours or 24 to 48? What do you think? Thank you so much, Jamie. You're awesome. Let me give away another one. Be sure and be active in chat because YouTube picks the winner. I don't have any control. And if you haven't already, click on that little green box where the presents are located. If you hover over it, there's 3 little white dots that'll show up. If you click on that, it'll give you the option, if you haven't already, to accept gifts. Be sure and click that accept gifts if you haven't already. And that'll tell YouTube that you can be a winner. But I throw the money in there and YouTube picks the winner. So I never know who they're going to pick, but there's another one. Thank you, Jamie. You're awesome. Andrea. Yay. Awesome. Congratulations. Yep. 24 to 48 hours. They can't even go home and shower within 12 hours of being in the office. So that one's silly. So yeah, C is your answer. And we got a big rationale for that one. How am I doing in time? I'm doing terrible on time. Okay. Why is timely documentation important for medical providers? Is it for patients must sign off on charting? That doesn't make any sense. It increases the number of patients that can be seen in a day? Probably. It can help mitigate the risk of a malpractice? Probably. And it makes the office environment more organized? Nothing will ever make it more organized. So it definitely can't be A or D. What do you think? Is it B or C? If y'all have ever worked or managed, I used to manage 2 medical offices and 2 urgent cares all at the same time. Lord, I worked my butt off. I was like, oh, that was something. Nothing would have ever organized any of that. Yes, mitigate malpractice allegations. Yes, it's going to be C. Perfect. There's your rationale for that one. Which two types of products have been used in the past to repair this type of defect without much success? Anybody know what type of defect that is? Well, see, because it makes sense, right? Malpractice, they're all wanting to cover their butts, right? What kind of defect is that? Does anybody know? Is Patrice my only brave soul? How many do I have in? I have 59 of you guys. Anybody going to take a guess? Look for your similarities. We got 3 that start out with sutures. Vanessa got it right. I wonder if she's seen this question before. I've done it once before. Not very many people get it correct. So that's why I was doing it again. This is kind of like, I think, if my memory serves me, one of those things that you have to suture this thing to that, and it's all in a circle area, and you still have to suture around this part too, and the little part on the inside. It's all circular from like a punch biopsy. It's a pain in the butt to suture and glue and put together. It has awful time of patching that skin back up. You're better off just removing the little tiny circle in the middle and then just closing this up like it was a regular thing and just stitching it that way would be better than trying to do it any other way. It just does not heal very well. So be sure you know your fancy little terms for integumentary. It's a little circle defect right there. Be handy dandy. Some more acronyms. AAPC loves their acronyms. What does QCDR stand for? Be sure you know what each individual letter stands for and how it's spelt. Don't forget the back of your CPT book. The back cover of it has an acronym list. You can also write in extra additional ones that aren't listed back there, like some of our favorites from past exams are ARDS. If you don't know what these are, Google them, figure out what each letter stands for. JVD. We have our new one we did earlier. A, F, L, A, W, E, I, C, R, And QCDR, don't forget about HEDIS. Be sure you know what each letter stands for. And HIPIX too. Be sure you know what each individual letter stands for. And HEDIS, HEDIS. This one, the answer is jugular vein distension. Be sure to Google. Google is your friend. This one is C. Good job. Here's MIPS. Do you know what MIPS stands for? What does each individual letter stand for? Chat got quiet. Still got 54 of you in there. Thank y'all for the thumbs ups too, the hearts and loves. Oh look, I can send hearts on the screen. That's cute. They're bouncing off all over the place. That's cute. I didn't know that was an option. Oh, my goodness. Travis, turn it off. Off. Oof. Down at least. He's dancing in front of that TV like a show star. Whoo, Lord. Thunder in the house. Last answer was C. This answer is B. And we got a couple more, I think, and then we're done. Beginning January, who can bill an initial hospital care 99221 through 99223? Only admitting physicians, all physicians and qualified healthcare professionals, any physician or other qualified healthcare professional except NPs and PAs, or D, any physician. What do you guys think? Sorry, Blondie, be sure. And when you're in the video, whatever device you're showing it on, wait for the ad to go by. Be sure you have changed your quality of your video. You see how I clicked on that little thing and I got right here to quality? Change it to a higher picture quality, and that will bring up your pictures in a much better quality when you're on YouTube. And be sure and expand it so that it's full screen. And then just be sure on whatever device you're clicking that little wheel and changing your quality to a higher quality. Oops, I don't want to transmit it to the TV. But you see how now I have it on a higher quality picture? Be sure and do that. Because I have it on a huge font. What font am I on? 24. and I read it. Which physicians can code initial hospital care codes? Admitting, all physicians, any physicians, any physicians. Look for your similarities, maybe. What do you guys think? You're welcome. Good job, PC. Yep, Tammy. Vanessa's going to change her answer. Yep, it's the one with the exception. So they're looking for the one without the PAs and the NPs. So whenever you see this right here, hospital care codes, you know to look for the answer that has the exception in it. For no NPs and no PAs. They're looking for the long answer on that question. And we've got big rationale here. And just look at those acronyms. They love those things. Be sure you know your acronyms for this test. Last one and we're gone. We're done for tonight. Medicare patient is seen at the office by their primary care physician in the morning and later the same day is admitted to the hospital by the same physician. Can the physician bill both the office and the E&M, both an office E&M and the admission? Oh my goodness. Yes, yes, no, depends. A Medicare patient. Okay, Ken, everyone who got that one right, get a cup. Tammy, if you want a cup, absolutely. Email away. And PC Clay. Tam L. I don't know why I call you Tammy, but Tam L and PCLAY05. All right, y'all send me some mailing addresses. I need to get these catastrophes out of my house so I'm not staring at $700 worth of misspelled words. You're welcome. What do you think the answer is for this one? If it's Medicare, can we bill anything for Medicare patients? We can't even bill CPT codes for Medicare patients. It all has to be HitPix, right? Do you really think they're going to be able to bill an E&M visit and an admission on the same day for a Medicare patient? We can't bill anything for Medicare. It's a government-run health plan. Nope, 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 nope. And there's a ton of rationale with that one, but more than I can put on the screen. So what they're saying is if they had another service at the same place, so if you're in one part of the hospital and then they move you to another part of the hospital, both services could be reported with the 25 modifier. But one item being done are not in the same specialty, subspecialty within the same practice group. Where does it say? Based on this example, only the admission should be reported. But from the CPT perspective, the primary care physician could bill a separately office visit and the admission. This is one example of why it's essential to know your payer policies. It's just got something to do with only the fact that this patient was Medicare. Technically, according to CPT, we could, but payer info, Medicare's not going to pay for anything. But that's it. That's all I had for tonight. I hope it's helpful. The crossword puzzle was a fun way to learn. That's awesome. Well, I had no idea. I'm always trying to come up with something a little different, and that was cool. I was hoping it wasn't too easy for you guys, but I don't know if I would have ever gotten supports medical necessity. I had a ton of other things in my head other than diagnosis. Eventually I got there though, but that was the one that was surprising to me. But yes, I'll do more things like this. Absolutely. We'll either do a live tomorrow or Saturday. I can't make up my mind yet whether I'm going to have enough time to prep some more material for tomorrow or not. I still have to work tomorrow, a real job. So, and it's busy. It's really busy this week, and I was out and had my head in other things because of the kids' graduation and stuff. So I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough time to prep some more questions. And I may just have to do it on Saturday, but because I'm off all day Saturday, but I'll let y'all know. I'm sorry to be so flighty on that. I'm just not sure what my day is going to be tomorrow. I still have to finish the digestive system too of notes, which probably going to hop on and work on in just a little bit here. Try to do some book prep. But I've got to post that video on my website. Yep, let me go get that done before I finish and move on to my digestive system and work on some more notes here for guys. But if I can absolutely get some questions prepped for tomorrow, I will go live tomorrow. If not, it'll just happen on Saturday. Same time, 6:30. But I hope this was helpful, guys. Y'all be sure and send out those mailing addresses so I get these cups out of this house. And be sure the winners from our workshop that we did, not last Sunday, but the Sunday before, I need to send out y'all's prizes, like this handy dandy mouse pad that I keep playing around with. I love this mouse pad. It's really nice. Somebody won it. I got to mail that out to somebody. I have another misspelled cup. This one's the metal one that somebody won during their workshop. That's good to go and ready to go out. I redid this one because I didn't think it was very colorful today. On the website, I posted it up today, which, oh, let me get rid of that. How do I get rid of that? I get rid of that. Yep. And then let me get there. The new cup that I have. I got to order a sample and I'll give it away, but I haven't done that yet. Where? Because I just posted it today. Where's my website? Right here. I like the new design, but okay, come on. Let's go to shop. Shop, 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 shop. Because it was cool. I thought it was. Yeah, that one right there. I'm going to order a design of it and I'll give it away. But it's got our MDM, problems, data, and risk, and then it's got answers first, irregularities, similarities, and your differences. And then the other side, it has the arteries are circled in red, opens are circled in green, blues are for our veins, oranges are closed, and then it's got our stars for do nots. But I'll order one of these and give it away as soon as it gets here. It'll probably take it a week to get here, but yep, that one's cool. And it's got a metal top to it. All right. Let me know if you have any other questions. Oh yeah, I had another query for you guys too, if anybody's still hanging out. Since I'm in the digestive system, let me turn this off and turn this on. Where is our tail end on this picture on page 372? Because, excuse the thing, but what I see is butt cheeks, right? And, you know, okay, and we've got our bum hole, but according to what they have written down here, right posterior is at 3 o'clock. No, sorry, 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock is right posterior. If we were posterior, we'd be towards the back, right? So if these were butt cheeks, then this would not be 1 o'clock, would not be posterior, but that's what they're saying here. They're saying right anterior is 5 o'clock and left lateral is 9 o'clock. But if you Google this picture or anything about hemorrhoid, MORRHOID, hemorrhoid clock, if you Google that, and it comes up on my search history because, you know, that's me. They are saying 3 o'clock with the butt cheeks, right, is left lateral, where the AAPC book says left lateral is 9 o'clock. So does that mean this person is laying in a different position? Maybe they are, maybe that's not butt cheeks, but thighs coming out, the tops of your thighs. Maybe you're laying on the table with your butt cheeks spread apart, and these are thighs. So I was just curious what you guys thought, because every picture you see on the internet, on Google, has all the different. Right anterior is 11 o'clock, where right anterior here is 5 o'clock. But they're saying it's 11 o'clock here. So I was just curious what you guys thought. Is that butt cheeks or is that thighs? Or does the CPT book have an error in it? They're on their side. But if they're on their side, it's crazy. Why do they draw their picture of them being on the side and nobody else does ever? Everybody else on Google doesn't. It's funny. Yeah, they should have drawn it differently because, yeah, I got people questioning me on my YouTube videos like, why is that the wrong way? Yeah, I need to redraw the picture into a different position so that they can tell. Yeah, it's different. All right, guys. Well, if there's no other questions, I will see you guys tomorrow or the next day. I told my kids someone gets paid to draw these pictures. They were shocked. Yep, they do. They get paid a lot of money. They sure do. I draw in some of my own, or I had Travis draw my skulls last year in the nasal area. This year I drew it, and boy, you can tell that I did it instead of my child doing it, because he did a much better job than I did, but I drew those. On the nasal surgeries, yeah. Oh my goodness. We were at the bottom of page 455. I was trying to draw the pictures of the Lefort fractures to show you that the first one is below the nose, and then the second one is across the top, and then the Lefort number 3 is an eye orbital fracture. And boy, that's just terrible. Travis did it last year and it looked much better. Yeah, but I'm sure some of our kids could do a whole lot better than we do. Yeah, the ones that I gave away today are the plastic ones that have the little stickers on them. Do we have the list? I don't remember the list from the workshop. Where is my workshop notes? Somebody's doing their exam on June 10th. I wrote that down. Oh yeah, Elmer's Glue and Charmin. I'm like looking at those names going, why did I write that down? What was I supposed to do with that? I know now what I was supposed to do with that. I mean, oh my gosh. I have my child's notebook here, and look, that's Travis's drawing. I know it's disturbing. He was drawing from the Beetlejuice, you know, where they took off the mask and they had those scary masks on. But that's just Travis's. I mean, he's awesome. And there's mine. There's my kitty cat. Yeah, you can tell the skill difference here, right? Yeah, my kids. But I don't see where I wrote my list of who won what yet, but it's maybe in a different book. I find it somewhere. Oh, sorry, Lester. Did I disturb you, mister? Did I disturb you? Congenital. Yep. All right. I'm going to get off here and because people are going to say this is just boring. I will see you guys either tomorrow or on Saturday. I'll let y'all know in Discord and on Facebook chat. Yeah, he's real good. Yeah, she won another plastic cup. Good night. Thanks, Jody.